Have you ever sat down to think that maybe money is not the problem, only for you to try and buy something and realize, Omo, wahala dey. This is just how a typical Nigerian behaves sometimes. We ginger ourselves with fine talks, but deep down we worry about school fees, fuel prices, or even how to afford 2 square meals. From Kogi to Kano, Taraba to Enugu, everybody is hustling. Even it has been established that we know how to work hard, but how many of us think hard about money? How many of us believe that wealth can come easy? This is not a get rich quick scheme. It is about how to change the way you see money. Because if your mind keeps telling you that money is hard to get, that is what you experience daily. You can pray for a breakthrough in church, fast during Ramadan, or sleep in a shrine if you like, but if your mind is not aligned, that prayer will just hang in the air like a decor. What we're going to do here today is to unscrew your mind and put it back in a way that it begins to work for you instead of against you. There is no wealth algorithm for special people anywhere. There's space for you too, only if you change the story you tell yourself. Look at it like this. Nigerians have more ginger than any country in the world because if you analyze our current economical mishap, we have no reason to be as calm as we are. Some of you have survived military role. You have pushed through that SAP wahala in the 80s when Naira crashed and Gary became gold. We have pushed through COVID. Some of us witnessed the fuel subsidy removal in 2023, and everybody kept shouting, how we will survive yet? Here we are.
They struggle. They suffer.
Moving on. Let's check what's in your mind. What do you believe about money? What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word money? Maybe you might say money no dey grow for tree, or you must suffer before you make am, or even rich people na thief. These things are completely false. When you look at how life used to be then for the older generation, getting access to information used to be hard. So they would always tell you, manage what you get. It used to make sense in that era. Most parents had white-collar jobs with flat salaries, barely enough to feed all the kids, and everyone was hustling to survive. But that time has passed, and those beliefs that helped them could be what is holding you back now. Take that 2022 Naira scarcity, for example. People used to sleep at ATM queues, fight at POS stands, because even inside the bank, to get 5k in a wahala. Those sorts of incidents can make you see money differently. You would think that you'd have to hustle till you faint before you see 1k. The crazy thing is that I used to be in that school of thought. Right now, I'm about to share something that will shift your perspective about money.
Welcome to my channel where we dive into manifesting abundance and so much more. I'm here to inspire, uplift, and share practical tips to help you create a life you love, from mindset shift to life-changing ideas, or explore it all together. So hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment.
What if I tell you that just like your cell phones, you can update your brain? Crazy. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, but for the course of this series, I'll be calling it mind reset. What do I mean when I say you can update your brain? You can train your brain just like you trained your legs to learn a TikTok trend. That is just how God designed the brain to work. If you always think towards no money, your mind will find the proof and keep showing you empty wallet, unpaid bills, and long fail queues. But if you start thinking that money is coming, your brain will begin to see every possibility to bring their thoughts to reality. These things I'm telling you will not happen overnight, but it has more guarantee than waiting for politicians to share palliative. Your mind is a radio. If you tune it to Lack FM, you listen to scarcity, but if you tune it to Abundance FM, you will begin to pick plenty signals. But make you talk true, sometimes you dey fear money. Maybe you say you don't want them, but you dey think say if you get them, wahala go follow. Maybe you've heard stories of village people waiting to spoil your shine. All of these things can make you see abundance as a cost. But hear me, wealth is not jinx. It's true. Money doesn't bite. If you keep thinking that the rich people are wicked, you are afraid to join them. If you think that money will bring you enemies, you push it away. But if you start to see money as a friend, as something that can help you build the life you've always dreamed of, set up structures in the village, send your kids to the best institutions, and also enable you lend a helping hand every once in a while, that is when the shifts will begin. So I've been at this changing your mindset thing for a while. Let's jump straight to how you're going to do it. First on the list is affirmation. What do you tell yourself? You're going to start this exercise by standing in front of the mirror and talking to yourself in a way that you would usually talk to a friend. You begin to positively about yourself. For instance, you can say things like, I attract abundance like magnets. The works of my hand will prosper. Everything that I want and need is within reach. All these things you've said are not false statements. These are your new truth for a better reality. Do it daily, morning, night, whenever you feel like you can infuse it into your prayer session. The second one is visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living your dream. Maybe you're driving that sweet car in that neighborhood you've always wanted to live in, or you're just sitting in your dream apartment with your loved ones. I want you to feel it like it is in the present. Imagine the horn of the car or the sound of the exhaust when you press accelerate. Imagine smelling the new paint in that apartment. Try doing this every day for 5 minutes when you wake up. Picture this new reality because your future depends on it. The third one is gratitude. You begin by saying thank you to God for everything that you have, regardless of how little. It could be that transport money. It could be that gari and soup that is in your tummy. It could be that friend that has been with you through thick and thin. Just say thank you. When you're continuously grateful, you're sending a message to the universe that you're ready for more. Before you think I'm insane, let me just clarify that when you start this process, doubts will come. You'll ask yourself, who am I to have this level of abundance? Or what will people say? Then you begin to assume that haters will say you're doing too much or you must have done it illegally. Truth is, regardless of your circumstance, people will talk. In this very moment, the key to unlocking your potentials are in your hands. Just as I've promised in the first part of this series, we're going to be doing a little exercise. Grab your pen and the paper, or if you want, just use the notepad on your phone. First, you're going to create a belief inventory. So this belief inventory, you're going to write down 5 things you believe about money. Not before you watch this series, but like what has been your belief about money. You're going to write them down, at least 5. And then you're going to go ahead and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. You proceed to replace those negative statements with positive ones. So for instance, you used to say, money no dey grow for tree, or things no dey work for people like me. You're going to start saying things like, money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, money loves my company, when money comes, it stays. And then you're going to repeat it every day for as long as you want. So for me, in order not to forget, when I started, I used to have sticky notes everywhere. I had them in my mirror, I had them in my room, I had them in my bathroom. It was wild. So, number 2, visualization. You're going to sit down quietly, picture yourself living your dream. Maybe you're sitting in this beautiful apartment. Just imagine it as if it is in the present. Set an alarm if possible. If possible, make it one of the first things you do in the morning when you wake up. Just imagine, like it's your imagination. Feel free to explore, be as wild as you want to be. This dream of yours will not happen if you don't put effort. And remember, manifestation means nothing if you don't back it up with actions. So either you start this journey or you don't. You cannot manifest without working.